And that's not even that far back, 1962 to 1964. That's still in the same decade. Who cares if they're still listening to that music? People still listen to Metallica, unironically. People listen to music from 1962. Still. Who cares? What's up, you guys? Welcome to Boss Level 8, where we make fun of movie critics. We watched the newest movie, Bad Times at the El Royale. Stellar cast and a Chris Hemsworth that'll make you really question if you should be attracted to him. You'll understand why when you see the movie, ladies, or men who are attracted to men, or anyone. We're all a little attracted to him, let's be honest. We're gonna take a look at Roger Moore's review to see if it's a bunch of crap, because, you know, critics write a bunch of stupid stuff and we're just gonna make fun of it. I've never seen this before, we're reading it together for the first time, and if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you can become one of our beloved haters. Now let's take a look at his review. Whatever his accomplishments as a mostly TV producer and his fanboy adored Cabin in the Woods, Drew Goddard's Bad Times at the El Royale plays like the work of a film school Tarantino. I can see that. That's not really an insult. Making a shitty Quentin Tarantino movie is still making a great movie. It's still impressive. Like, if you copy one of the greats well, that's pretty good, right? Like it's like when Gordon Ramsay makes other people make his beef Wellington and it's pretty good. That's probably the best beef Wellington you've ever had because you can't afford better. I don't know who this you is. I can't afford better. Traveling at an old man with a walker gait, ponderously telling some parts of its sketch of a story from multiple points of view. It's an excruciating exercise in self-indulgence, packed with flashbacks and those big speeches / big scenes that draw names like Oscar winner Jeff Bridges, Dakota Johnson, and Jon Hamm to its cast. That was wordy. You're like big speeches and then you made one. It's very self-indulgent to make a script that actual good actors want to be in. Oh, you self-indulgent bastard. Also, isn't showing things from different angles storytelling and filmmaking? Not everything is made with one camera. Clever lines, pithy pop culture observations, not so much. Yeah, because it wasn't a Quentin Tarantino movie. It adds up to nothing more than 2 hours and 21 minutes of tedium, with the odd spasm of violence, backstory, or musical interlude. I've literally said that to order a hooker. Can I get 21 minutes of tedium, and every once in a while some violence, maybe a small backstory? I'm not really gonna listen to it, but I will listen to your musical number that happens every once in a while. Can you do that? It's a period piece set in 1969, obsessed with the music of 1962 through 1964. Bastards. Whatever. In the 90s we had 80s nights all the time, and now we have 90s nights all the time. Sometimes you look back, and that's not even that far back, 1962 to 1964. That's still in the same decade. Who cares if they're still listening to that music? People still listen to Metallica, unironically. People listen to music from 1962. Still. Who cares? A theater of the absurd homage, packing 4 disparate guests into a former hidey hole hotel, actually a motel, where the rich and infamous used to party. Just the things that people correct. It's like, actually it's a motel. Who cares? I don't understand why that's important. Like, I do understand that, like, if you win a hot dog eating contest versus a sandwich eating contest, you can have that conversation. Like, a hot dog might be slightly different than a sandwich. Might take longer to eat the sandwich depending on how much is on the sandwich. We know the size of a hot dog. Motel, hotel, who gives a shit? People stay there when they need a place to stay. I mean, a hot dog is a sandwich if the bun comes undone. Bridges plays a priest who shows up with a puzzled look on his face. I don't think Jeff Bridges has ever done anything without a puzzled look on his face. You want to be puzzled? Get me Jeff Bridges. Cynthia Erivo, Step, is a singer with a suspicious nature, and Jon Hamm is the guy with the patter, the luggage, and vacuum cleaning sales paraphernalia piled in the lobby, looking for somebody to check them all in. Yeah, that's pretty much how it starts. It's hard to disagree with that. I can't wait for this to go downhill. Scenes are dragged out in some inept facsimile of suspense. Performances fail to touch or connect. I don't even feel like the tone of this movie was suspense. It's more like a mystery. It's more like, I don't know what the hell's going on, and things start to unfold. It's not really like a suspenseful what's going on. Allegory or not, little of this sticks together, and none of it sticks to the memory. Clearly, because you aren't mentioning much about the movie. Just like how you felt, which I guess is kind of what movies are supposed to do, but I do want to know why none of this works, like as per the movie that we saw, and not why none of this works based on your feelings. Because your feelings are fickle, Roger. like all of ours. My hair did weird stuff when I did that. Don't get too attached to anybody. Don't try to reason out who should survive, who should have the money, who to root for. Goddard doesn't make his intentions clear. I don't think this movie has intentions, other than telling you a fun and interesting story. I really think it's literally that. Like, I really don't think we should be looking for a goal here. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like it's hard enough to figure out who the actual lead character in this movie is and who the person you're really supposed to root for be following. And I think that that could change throughout the film. I think that there's times when you wanted someone else to be the main character or to survive or to do this or to do that. It's more just kind of like a bunch of people with messed up lives and you follow the scenario. It's pretty simple. Like watching a reality show. Except in this case, there are people that you want to survive. I can't believe Snooki survived. That bitch. The girl with the tallest hair wins. Of course, there were people who plumbed deeper meaning out of that silly staged experiment, Cabin in the Woods, and they're wetting their underoos over this too. What's wrong with underoos? Are you just saying that everybody's a fucking nerd? Is that what it is? We're all just nerds if we like these movies? You're like, Cabin in the Woods, you're a nerd. You must wear underoos. Of course, they never made a Cabin in the Woods underoos. It's all like superheroes and crap, which in no way relates to that movie whatsoever.
What kind of underoos are you wearing, nerd?
Me? I don't wear underoos. Although I think I'm wearing Doctor Who boxers right now.
Those are grown-up underoos.
Those are grown-up underoos. Yes, whatever. They fit me because they're bigger on the inside. They keep my sonic screwdriver in place. Also, a big thing with this is that I feel like critics like to point out when people look too deeply into something, and then there'll be another movie where you look too deeply into something. So which are we allowed? Are we only allowed to like glean something from something that you glean something from? Or are we allowed to like... I don't get it. I mean, you clearly make the rules. Go to any film school in America. Fine.
I still owe one of them 40 grand.
And that's why I didn't go to that one. While the filmmakers might not be able to hire A-list talent, Bridges took a check for R.I.P.D., Hamm has no big screen career, and Johnson's list of credits with heart and intellectual heft and no nudity is blank. You run into pastiches like this in every graduating class. That's what you're saying about these actors? They're not A-list? One movie makes Jeff Bridges not A-list? That's absolutely nonsense. And giving someone crap for having a bad movie choice that you deem a bad movie choice. Who hasn't had a bad movie choice? There are other than Gary Oldman, there are very few people. There are very few people who have had every single movie be like, gold. And didn't Jeff Bridges win an Academy Award? Yeah, pretty sure he did. I feel like that's A-list, because Academy starts with A, and other reasons. Also, Jon Hamm is so A-list that his pickup line is, "Hi, I'm Jon Hamm." And why are we saying that Dakota Johnson not being in a movie that doesn't have nudity is a bad, like, makes her a bad actor? That has nothing, you can't act naked, that's not possible? You think you can't do that? You see Wolf of Wall Street? Naked acting, it happened. People love that girl. She was naked. Seen Kate Winslet in Titanic? Nudity. She was drawn like one of his French girls. We loved it. Naked. Doesn't matter. You can act naked. Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. He was naked. He could act. You could also not act naked. Porn. You could also be in porn and get an acting career. Like Ron Jeremy did. Sort of. They all want to be Tarantino. Even Dakota Johnson. Wait. Are we talking about directors now? Oh, it's just, in the film school. Yeah, okay, that's why.
We're in the film school.
Okay, we're back on the director thing and the film school thing. We left for a second to like dog a whole bunch of really wonderful actors and people who have families. Rude. They all want to be Tarantino, but lack the wit to carry it off or the nerve to go as far as he does. Goddard would be right at home among them. No. Because he has successful movies already. That's just like the best compliment ever, is like, you know, you're just like Goddard. And they'd be like, oh my God, you think? You think I could be as good as him one day? Or as successful? Or have a career at all? At all. It's hard to have a career at all in film. Becoming a director and having someone going, you know what? You're gonna direct a movie. Not only that, it's gonna be released worldwide. It's like, oh my God, what? Because that doesn't happen. It does not happen. I just feel like the chance of becoming a film director and releasing a movie that has Jon Hamm and Jeff Bridges in it, like the chance of microwaving a burrito to the right temperature, it's not gonna happen. Even if the burrito's naked. Did you guys go see Bad Times at El Royale? I don't care if it takes place in a hotel or a motel. I liked it. Let us know what you thought of the movie down in the comments, what you thought of Roger Moore's review, or if you haven't seen it, we'll put the trailer in the description so you can check out the trailer and decide if you want to see it. If it's your first time hanging out with us, hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. Click on one of the videos on the screen if you want to watch another one that we have done. We've done so many movies. So many. Until we see you next time, geek out and game on.